Hello and welcome to the video with myself, Ashley Cannon, and today I am going to talk you through how you can instantly increase the results from your sales process and grow your business faster. But before we do that, I make these videos to help business owners get more clients, make more money, and build better businesses. So if you are that type of person and want those types of things, then subscribe to the channel so you can get more content like this to help you do exactly those things. Now, before we jump into this today, I must say, I am an avid kickboxer, and last night I went kickboxing, and you may notice that I have a little bit of a rosy face this morning, simply because I got a little bit stuck in last night, let's say. But I'm not going to let that stop me from making this content, so I'm going to soldier on in the meantime. So onto the video. So basically what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is how you can make this change and get instant better results from your sales process and grow your business a lot quicker. Which sounds fantastic, Ashley. Like, tell us how to do it, because I'm going to do this tomorrow. And this is something that I did in my business, and I saw the impact of the results and the increases in the bottom line, well, top line and bottom line, revenue and profit really, really quickly, right? And the simple thing, or the one thing that I introduced into the business was regular sales meetings. Now, there's a big difference between a meeting where you get together with your salespeople and talk about revenue and deals and that sort of stuff. And then there's structured sales meetings in which you are proactive in trying to help your team achieve better results quicker, right? So what I used to do was have a meeting on a Monday morning, and I would get together with the team pretty much first thing on a Monday before they even walk through the door, pretty much. And we would say, okay, where are things? Where are the deals? What is happening, right? And the reason why I think in hindsight that these meetings weren't overly effective was a couple of reasons. The first one was it was so early in the day, at the beginning of the week, that people hadn't even got back into the flow of work yet. They hadn't picked things up. They hadn't opened their emails to see if anything had happened. They hadn't had opportunity to really settle back into the working week. And the second thing was there was no real value being added. There was no real goal to be driving towards. It was more of like a catch up that was like a formality. Right? It was like we were having a meeting about the numbers that I already knew, they had already told me, and then we would just carry on as normal without any real force behind it, right? Because we all knew that if nothing happened this week, then we would sit down the following week and we would talk about the same sales pipeline, the same prospects, the same deals that we were trying to do and the things that we were trying to achieve, and the excuses as to why they hadn't happened already. So the tweak that I made was, the first thing is I went from one sales meeting or one meeting with my sales team, my sales guys, a week to two. Now, you may be thinking, well, hang on a minute, Ashley, if the first meeting wasn't productive, why would you put two unproductive meetings in the diary each week? Now, you would be completely right in saying this, because I'm not a fan of meetings at the best of times, right? Let alone getting together just to talk about stuff that we already know twice, right? So I can hear your thoughts. I'm with you, right? However, the big thing that we changed was at the beginning of the week, we pulled the meeting back slightly, right? So I gave people that opportunity to come in, to sit down, to familiarize themselves with what was happening and the numbers and all that sort of stuff. Just gave them a second to breathe, right? Which actually, I know it sounds like stupid, but that actually is a big thing if you're running a team, not just of salespeople, but anybody, actually allowing them some time at the beginning of the day to just get reacquainted and refamiliarize, so that they're more productive, right? So that they can actually come to the meeting with actual numbers and information, as opposed to just sitting down and trying to get that first coffee down of the day, right? So that was the first thing. The second thing was at the beginning of the week, we really analysed the deal stages. So if we had a client who was almost stuck in the pipeline, right, we couldn't move them forwards, or they were giving us some sort of objection as to why they couldn't move forwards with us, we would analyse that and we would make sure that we had done three things, okay? The first thing is we'd established their budget, right? We knew that they could or couldn't afford what we were trying to sell them and that we weren't wasting our time. The second thing was that we doubled down on the fact that they were the decision maker, or if they weren't the decision maker, that decision maker was involved somewhere. We were pulling them in. Maybe we were wasting our time with this person. We needed to go over and above them to bring someone else into the deal stage, right? And then we would look at time frame. Okay, so we would look at when does this deal need to be closed, and we would put some tangible results around actual results. Okay, so what that did was it allowed the salespeople in the business to triage their prospects. Okay, and what I mean by that is just prioritize which deals need to be closed the soonest, what is in the best interest for the business and the salesperson to get closed now. The second thing that we did, the second reason that was important was to almost give that KPI to the salesperson, right? I was going to say kick them up the arse, but wrong terminology. But give them that KPI so they knew that we needed a yes or a no by this time frame, right? By this date, whether it be 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, that person needed to be in or out of the sales process, right? We needed to get a hard no and disqualify them out, say this isn't the time, or we needed them to get them to buy. Okay, and this set like mini KPIs around quotas for those salespeople to actually like drive stuff across the line and prioritize. Now, over the top of that, what we also talked about with the sales pipeline is the need, right? The pains and the problems that we were solving, because I have never, in the history of the businesses that I've run and all the prospects that I've spoken to and the teams that I've run and everything, right? I have never, ever signed a prospect without there being a clear pain, right? And a clear problem that we were solving. So we would reestablish the fact that everybody that we were trying to close actually needed the thing that we were trying to sell them. Because if we were trying to sell them something that didn't solve a problem for them, that means there is no pain and therefore no gap to be created, right? And when I say gap, what I mean by that is the prospect is somewhere and they want to get somewhere else, right? And the gap in between is your service, it's your solution, it's the thing that you do to get them from where they are to where they want to be, right? Now, if they didn't have anywhere that they wanted to be, that kind of annihilates that side of the equation and there's no gap, right? So we re-established what the pains were, what the problems were, and made sure that we were actually selling something to people that wanted the thing that we provide. So that was that. Now, at the beginning of the week, that was the main bulk of the week, and at the end of that, we just tagged on, or I tagged on, what do you need from me, right? Is there a system that doesn't work? Is there a software that's down? Is there something playing up? Do you need something from myself? Do we need to run through anything? Can I help? Blah, 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 right? Whatever it was, I would get that feedback back from other people to say, for me to be able to achieve those things, I need this to happen, right? And that could be anything. It could be technical stuff. It could be whatever, right? Now, that was the first meeting of the week, and then off we went. That was normally like somewhere between like 20 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes, depending on the size of the pipeline and what was going on for the week ahead. Now, the second meeting, the one that you're thinking, well, actually, you've just added in an additional meeting there that nobody asked for or needs, right? But what we did was on a Wednesday afternoon, okay, later on in the day on a Wednesday, it was like a check-in meeting. It was a 10-minute get-together towards the end of the day to make sure that we were on track, right? To basically look at the stuff that we spoke about on Monday and make sure that by the time the week has got some momentum, right? We're at the end of Wednesday now, we're coming into Thursday and Friday, that we are driving forwards with the things that we say that we were going to, right? To make sure that the things that we prioritized are being put as a priority and we are actually trying to move things forwards. It was another opportunity for me as well to say, what do you need, right? What can I either remove from you, right? Or or give to you to enable you to push those deals forwards and actually get clients signed. And that could be anything. But that second meeting of the week significantly increased the productivity and the results that we were seeing from those salespeople, because they would, prior to that, they would get, halfway through the week, 3/4 of the way through the week, and there would be things that stand in their way that would have to wait until the week after, and it would be lumped into this really like unproductive meeting anyway, and then it would take another week for those things to get up and running and moving again. Whereas just bolting in that smaller, quicker meeting in the middle-ish of the week enabled me to problem solve and handle things as the week was going along, so we could still drive those results at the end of the week as well as just the beginning of the week, right? So having those two sales meetings and get-togethers to establish A, what are the priorities, B, what are the roadblocks at the moment, C, have we actually got budget, authority, need, timeline for everyone that we're talking to at the moment, and if we don't, go and establish them, right? We also set those KPIs, and then throughout the week gave the people who are doing the selling the opportunity to throw up any problems, right? What's going wrong? What do you need? Whether it's softwares or systems or whatever it might have been, they had the opportunity to come to me and say, like, this is a problem, can we get this sorted, right? And then I can then grease the wheels for them again to go and sell, right, and make money for the business. So that is the thing, or those are the couple of things, a couple of tweaks that we made that made an immediate difference. Because as soon as we put those things in place, the salespeople had clarity and priorities over what deals needed to be closed, right? So they could focus on the things that actually, from a bird's eye view, you could see it only needed a nudge and it would close, right? So they were then able to line those deals up and just nudge those ones over the edge, and then drive the rest or move the rest towards the edge of the cliff, right? And I was there to sort of enable them to do that, so I could pull things out of their way to push so they can move forwards quicker, right? Or give them things that move them forwards quicker. And that was a thing that sped up the sales process and basically grew the business as soon as we put that in place, right? As soon as we put those two sales meetings in place. So if you've got salespeople at the moment, or you outsource your sales, what I mean by that is have contractors or self-employed people doing your setting and your closing, regardless of how that works for you at the moment, look at putting a couple of meetings in the diary, okay, in stone every single week, so that you can set the KPIs, set the expectations, prioritize, okay, give that push to people to say, this is where we need to be, these are the things that we need to do, and also grease the wheels for them to be able to do that. So that is it for today. I hope that's been really useful for you. Now, before I do go, as I said, I only make these videos to help business owners get more clients, make more money, and build better businesses. So if you are a business owner and you want to get more clients and make more money and build better business, then just hit subscribe so you can get more content like this, trying to help you, give you value to grow your business faster. Until then, I will see you on the next one. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I'll see you then.